Ever wondered how they build up perfumes? Come with me and let me explain it. So I'd like to make a quick video regarding the difference in perfume making. So there's a couple ways you can make perfumes. The one way, the original way, the traditional way, is to use aroma chemicals and essential oils. So you'll use stuff like this. This is labdanum, right? And this is you could consider this essential oil, but it's not. It's really an absolute, right? But it's in the essential oil family, kind of, because this is a natural ingredient that you can get from nature. And then this would be iso-E super, and this is going to be an ingredient that's made inside of a lab, right? This is called an aroma chemical or perfume ingredient. Perfume, we'll stick with aroma chemicals, right? This is an aroma chemical, and this is going to be the smell of a sweet oud, right? This is going to be very popular to put inside of sweet oud perfumes. Now, those are ingredients to make perfume from the ground up. With that, you need a lot of chemistry, you need some math, you need to do some kind of thinking, right? It's really in-depth thinking. You got to kind of plan out your perfume, figure out the percentages, figure out the dilutions. So for example, you got to understand, am I going to use 100% dilution of labdanum, or this one right here says 50%. Sometimes I'll water it down to 10%. It depends on what the formula calls for. So there's a lot more thinking involved. It's more scientific, but that's the original, traditional, correct way to make perfumes. The other way that people make perfumes, and this is maybe the mainstream way, is to take oils like these right here. So for example, this one is Izumiyaki, and then this one is Burberry Weekend. And these are going to be pre-made oils, already made from a company. You buy these oils and you can take them and add whatever you need to add to it to make it into different forms. So we can make it into a perfume spray, we can make it into a body butter, we can make it into a lotion. I can use these to make into a bahur. So you'll use these oils to make it into any medium you want to make it into, and you can blend. So you can take them and blend different oils together to create different smells. And this is more fun. It's a more fun approach to making perfumes. Less scientific, less math involved, and it's just pure fun. Now, a lot of people prefer these because they're already made into the proper a smell that they want. What they do is they take the actual perfume and they run it through a machine, and the machine will spit out the recipes of what the ingredients are. Now, ingredients and notes are two different things. So if somebody comes to me and says, hey, I like citrus notes. Okay, that's fine. Citrus notes. But the ingredients would not call for citrus. The ingredient would call for something like labdanum 50%, 3.6% usage, or they'll say, for example, bergamot 0.01% or whatever. They're going to give you direct values of a specific ingredient. So for example, Egyptian neroli, or they'll say something like patchouli, distilled patchouli, or whatever. They're going to tell you the exact name of the ingredient and the exact measurements of that ingredient to add into the perfume mix. Now that's an ingredient, right? That's going to be a perfume build out, perfume recipe. But when they tell you, hey, these have notes of citrus, we don't know what citrus is. It can be bergamot, it can be lime, it can be lemon, it can be petitgreen, it can be whatever. It can be so many different things. So when you come and tell us, hey, this perfume has these notes, it's nice to know, but it doesn't really help in figuring out what's inside of the perfume. You really need to have a recipe list with the exact name, the exact ratios, or the exact measurements of each thing in order for you to build out the perfume exactly. And that's going to be using these aroma chemicals or essential oils, right? These things. But when you want to build out something like, for example, oh, I like Gucci Guilty or Izumiyaki or, these popular name brands, we can make the dupes here. And this is oils that we buy already pre-made from companies. And all we got to do is add the alcohol to them and add a little bit of fixative and add whatever, like a body butter mix or a hair mist mix, a beard oil mix to that scent. And then we can customize it to the way that you want. Again, this is more fun. This is more mainstream. A lot more people do this, but there is capabilities to do it this way as well. And we do have that here. And let me show you what I mean. And this is something you probably can come do at the scent experience. But if you can see all the oils, these ones over here are going to be the ones that we can mix that are like the dupes. And then these are going to be the aroma chemicals. And then these are going to be the essential oils. And these two shelves is how you would build out a perfume, with the shelf right here and the shelf right here. These are going to be the ingredients to build out a perfume, right? But when you come over here to like stuff like these and these are our blends. So what's the difference between a blend and building a perfume? So a custom perfume, building out a perfume from scratch, would be a custom one. So we kind of visualize the perfume in our head. and then we say this is how we want it to smell. So we did that in a past video with Shahi Adani. And we did it and we posted it earlier in the year, and we showed you guys how to build out a Shahi Adani perfume. And it was a big hit. We ended up selling it in the store. We did it for a YouTube video, ended up becoming a big hit, and we ended up selling it in the store. Now, there's blends. And what is a blend? A blend is just going to be other oils from maybe other companies, right? It can be Gucci and some oud with a little bit of musk. These are already pre-made oils that we take and we blend into different ratios to create our own store blends. Or we can build out a perfume like how we did with Shahi Adani from scratch using these essential oils right here and aroma chemicals. Now, if you come here to the scent experience, something that you can sign up to online, then you'll have access to all 600 of these materials to build out whatever you want. So if you want to add something like, this is a very big hit, the Ambroxan, right? So if you want to add some Ambroxan with some Ice with You Super, right? And if you wanted to add maybe a little bit of Lang Lang, right? And then maybe some ginger, and then you say, hey, you know what? This is missing a little bit of something. We come back over here and say, okay, you know what? Mystery tobacco is something nice to add. And then I also want to add a little bit of, I'm just being random, Bleu de Chanel. So you can mix all these on a test strip, see how it smells, and if it smells great, we write down that recipe for you, and then you'll be able to make that into a perfume, into a spray. If you look here, let me kind of put the screen on the screen. Right here's the menu for the store, and you can kind of, I don't know if this really helps, I know this camera angle sucks, right? But you can kind of see all the different things that you can make the perfume in. So there's different things that you can make it into. You can make it into a body mist. You can make it into a car freshener. You can make it into a cleaning solution. You can make it into a lotion. You can make it into a car diffuser. There's so many different ways you can use this scent. Your main goal is to come here and create that scent. Either choose one of the scents that I already made, which is going to be the fun way to do things. But if you want to build it up from scratch, you do have that option here at the scent experience. So you'll come over here, register for the scent experience, and then you'll come out and use these aroma chemicals and essential oils to kind of play around, figure out the smells you like, and build something out. Hopefully that helps.